So these are jalapeno peppers. It was a variety that's supposed to be like an early maturing variety. And I had actually started several different varieties of peppers this spring, late spring, and they were actually decimated by a storm that came through. For some reason though, the jalapenos all did seem to tolerate it and have done real well and have really been producing a bumper crop for us. Alright, so these are purple asparagus beans, which as you can see behind me, we grow on cattle panel because it's vining. And these you can pick when they're really young and skinny and eat more like a green bean, or you can let them get a little bigger and let the seeds develop a little more fully. But this is really the first year that we've grown this. I tried it late, a year or two ago, late in the season. It never really produced, didn't have enough time, but we've been really pleased with how these vines have been producing for us this year. I'm definitely going to keep this on my list of veggies to grow.
So we got some good okra here. What kind of okra is this?
I think orange ting was
orange
what it
ting.
was called.
This has been really good. They do get woody, but then even so, they still make really good soup or soup thickener. But yeah, we've eaten some and they've tasted really good.
Yeah, just not good about picking them young enough that they're still tender as they can be.
Yeah.
So our garden is fairly large for a family garden, and we've actually broken up into two halves. We've got our eastern garden and our western garden. So the east side of the garden, as you can see, is pretty much spent for the year, for the season at least. So what we like to do, since we have this smorgasbord of plants and weeds and grasses and grains that our pigs love, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move 2 of our young American guinea hogs that we're growing out to butcher later this winter. We're going to put them in here for probably a couple of weeks. We're going to let them, they'll eat down all the greens and herbs, and they'll do a lot of digging, and they'll have, there's, I mean, in addition to all the vegetation, there are snakes in here and grubs and worms and crickets. And so this, with a little supplemental feeding, will keep them pretty busy and well fed for at least a couple of weeks. And then subsequently, once we let it rest through the winter, in the spring we'll start our spring crops here. So next year we'll grow cabbages and kales and carrots and peas, and all of our cool season crops will grow here in the spring.
All right, so this is a before shot, before the pigs. Come back there. All right, guys, so like Tracy said, we're gonna move our 2 pigs here up to the garden so that they can clear that out. We've got a bucket of food. They know the bucket of food. If you've seen our previous video of moving the pigs, the first time we moved them was pretty difficult. Now though, it should be better. So hopefully this is gonna be a much longer move, as you're gonna see, but it should still work out well. I've got Chris turning off the electricity, so you know it's go time. He's going to help just kind of direct the pigs in the right direction. Tracy also is behind the camera. She's going to help direct them in the right way. We have some fencing set up so they don't just kind of run off into the front yard. But hopefully they'll follow the food, and we'll see how it goes.
Chris being there will probably be enough of a deterrent.
All right, you got the fence off. Oh, you're cool. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Hey. Come on. Come here, boy. We'll let them see the food. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on, pig. Come on, pig. Here we go. Good pig. Come on, pig. Come on, piggy. Come on, pig. right, so that was really easy. So if you saw them before, very hesitant, not knowing what to do, but like we explained in that previous video, we've taught them the system. They know what the feed bucket is. We practice walking around even within their pen, within their fencing with the feed bucket, so they get used to following us around. When they follow us around, they get food. We've moved them several times, never this long, but you move them in small stages. They get used to the concept, and then you had today a huge success. We walked them 100 yards, and they just followed us directly in here. They never turned away from the bucket. So we got their nice food here. Their non-GMO all-stock feed mixed with black oil sunflower seeds, which is their favorite. So now all we have to do now is move their shelter in here and their water in here. Make sure we clean up any gardening stuff that's still in here, and then they've got all this grass, these corn stalks they'll probably eat, and like Tracy said, all the bugs and all the goodies. And here is an after shot. We've had the pigs in here for several weeks. They are a little hungry right now. But we've had the pigs out here for several weeks. They've really eaten everything that was growing in there. And they've done a good job of kind of plowing it up and getting it ready for our next planting. So now we'll probably get some mulch, cover this up. I don't know if we're putting any overwinter crops in it or maybe just a cover crop, and be ready for spring. Good job, guys. Hey, Piggy. Hey, piggies, how are you?